Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Alt season canceled. This coming from Rect Capital here. Here's what you need to know. He put out this short 1-minute video. If you guys want to watch the full video, I will link this tweet in the description. But I thought this was good to give you guys a sense of, what to expect if, when, and spoiler alert, it's going to be a when we see this next coming pump. Listen to this.
In today's video, we're going to look at altcoin market cap to better understand the question of alt season. Is it cancelled? When could we start to see a reversal? We've seen a 50% pullback. Whenever we've reclaimed or at least rejected from the $425 billion region, we'd experience very deep retraces, 85% right over here and 69% over here. This doesn't mean that we're going to get a shallow pullback. It means we're going to get a shallower pullback. Bitcoin dominance is also a really valuable indicator in preceding altcoin valuation changes. We were extending when it comes to alt season over that time, and we've since seen an increase not only in the RSI obviously, but that was essentially the Bitcoin dominance bottom. We've seen an increase in Bitcoin dominance of 6%, and so now that we've built a base here at the macro range low, we're going to try and revisit 71%. This is going to take a while, but we have to also understand that any dips and pullbacks that we see in terms of Bitcoin dominance, we're going to enable altcoin windows.
So what he's saying here, those pullbacks will enable altcoin windows. Of course, the altcoin market is looking, relatively normal in terms of how Bitcoin is moving. You guys can see over the last, this is the weekly chart, by the way, total 3 on the weekly. And trend is looking fairly normal since election week, November 4th, 2024. We did correct. We did see this wick come down in here, but as you guys can see, that was a very long wick. We did end up closing at a pretty normal level, closing off this bullish pennant pattern. And you can see volume is up, guys. So excitement is here. We just need to see that final push to the upside. Of course, Bitcoin is going to dictate where this goes next. On the weekly, we've got the Bitcoin chart here. One Bitcoin is trading currently in and around $96. Is it $96,100 per coin? So when it comes to the weekly chart, you guys can see not too much movement here. We still do need to push above $109,000 per coin. Many are suggesting that that is very, very achievable. So, and again, we got to remember, whoops, why is that not stopping? We got to remember we are still very early on in 2025. And so, considering we are following 4-year cycle theory, we still do have several months to go. Even though fear and greed is firmly in fear at 38, we've got Bitcoin dominance at 59. And again, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin dominance because it was Rect Capital here was talking about it in this short video. And the market pretty tame at the moment. Market cap down just under 1%, and volume is down just over 1 percentage point. Let's talk about dominance. So another tweet here from Rect Capital, Bitcoin dominance to top at 71%. And I've showed the Bitcoin dominance chart on this channel in the past. Historically, every time Bitcoin dominance broke into the 58 to 71% macro range, it would revisit 71%. This happened 3 out of 3 times. It is clear, therefore, that across time, BTC dominance tries to get as close to 71 as humanly possible before harshly rejecting into a strong downtrend to enable a strong alt season. So could Bitcoin dominance top before 71%? But in saying that, it is worth examining the ways in which Bitcoin dominance could get as close to 71 as possible. The weekly time frame offers this potential scenario whereby a declining black diagonal resistance is potentially developing. That said, BTC dominance has historically had a tendency to upside wick beyond this trend line by about 1.58 to 4.58%. So even with this declining trend line, Bitcoin dominance would still deviate to the upside beyond it to reach at least 67% and potentially up to 69%. And guys, this is also what I was saying here, a very weak but steady trend to the upside for Bitcoin dominance. And, to be honest with you, I'm skeptical that we are going to reach up to 70% again at this point. I think we could get up somewhere between, as he said here, 67 and 69 before we start dropping. But again, that is still anybody's guess. And for more information on where my head is at for this particular bull run, a detailed analysis, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if that's something you're interested in. You can follow my crypto journey there. I'm going to be hosting another live Q&A event for all my Patreon subscribers. So if you guys want to join in, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. One altcoin has broken above the pivotal 50-day exponential moving average, guys. That is XRP, courtesy of Michael Branch here. So despite what the other altcoins are doing at the moment, XRP is looking very, very poised to move. I'm so happy that it is my largest position currently. XRP broke above the pivotal 50-day exponential moving average. So that's the EMA and its biggest breakout since 2024. Many people view this technical move as a bullish indicator, indicating that the market might be moving in bulls' favor. A significant rally in XRP might be imminent if momentum keeps increasing. Duh. XRP has successfully surpassed the 50-day moving average, which has historically functioned as both support and resistance for the first time since 2024. And you guys can see it down there on the chart. So 50-day moving average, XRP holding up above there. We did see a bit of a spike for XRP. Let's bring up XRP. And this is the weekly chart. You guys can see the weekly. You can probably see that a little better on the daily. We did see that spike up over the last few days. Now we're kind of tapering off here, but that's okay. For all intents and purposes, this is also forming what is looking like, if I throw this on the 4-hour, what is looking like, what is it? You got it, a bullish pennant pattern. So looking very, very positive for XRP. And these other indicators like the 50-day moving average or the EMA, that just supports the trend and makes the hypothesis stronger that XRP is going to make its way up higher. So that's also very, very positive news. And guys, be mindful that companies like Coinbase, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have an account with Coinbase. Exchanges like Coinbase have been canceling limit orders. I know this is talking about Coinbase specifically, but I've heard this from other people too with regards to other cryptocurrency exchanges. So be sure you have a plan. Make sure you have several cryptocurrency exchanges available to you. Pharaoh X33 saying this is unacceptable and fishy. More technical issues will arrive as prices continue to rise in 2025. I can't stress this enough. Set yourself up with better alternatives to all these centralized exchanges. You won't regret it. Centralized exchanges will continue to hinder many from having an advantage in this market. The one I recommend most is Caleb Brown, and so he posts his affiliate link there. But guys, really the takeaway here, make sure you have other options. I mean, I'm not of the opinion that they have to 100% be decentralized exchanges. Just have a few options available to you, you know, at least open up 3 or 4. I've let my Patreon subscribers know what I'm doing this bull run in terms of, setting myself up, planning for this major cash out event, because we all know we're going to be cashing out when the market hits that high, and we do not want to be hindered. So a bit of a public service announcement there. I guess I should also say you probably should be keeping your cryptocurrency safe on a cold wallet storage in the meantime. I have an affiliate link in the description of every video I do for the Ledger Nano. I personally love the Ledger. Never had a problem with them. I've been using Ledger since 2017. So you can use my affiliate if you want. You don't have to use it. But guys, just make sure you have your crypto safe. And then once the time comes that you want to sell, put it on the exchange and sell immediately. Anyway, gonna keep moving along. We've got positive news for Ripple. It seems like every day we've got something new that is not bad. I mean, sleuthing Ripple's public statements. This coming from the Wrath Economy. He noticed Giant Gox's tweet here, which was in was that Japanese? Yeah, Japanese originally. So there was so I translated that from Japanese. Ripple is going to have explosive growth this year, and here is why. So Brad Garlinghouse announced in January of 2022 that RippleNet's annual trading volume had reached $10 billion. Then at the XRP community event in Tokyo in September 2024, President Monica Long revealed that $60 billion in transactions have been made through RippleNet, confirming Brad Garlinghouse's statement in 2022. So as you guys can see, over almost 3 years there, the volume had grown from 10 billion to 60 billion. Additionally, in that interview with Bloomberg in January, Monica Long, president of the company, explained that more than $70 billion in cross-border payments have been made to date, meaning that more than $10 billion in transactions have been processed in just under 4 months. The majority of international remittances in the world are made from the United States, but American financial institutions have been hesitant to adopt Ripple until now. So guys, I don't know if you knew that, the majority of international remittances in the world are made coming out of the USA. With the Trump administration lifting these restrictions this year, transaction volume is expected to soar because it means that DLT and RippleNet cryptocurrency technology can be utilized in the United States. So you got to think of these numbers in terms of, so this is the rest of the world, remittances moving from one country to another. But if the US is the largest remittance market, and considering Ripple has, since their focus was on remittances first, think of how much this is going to open up in the coming year. So even better, Ripple is growing its share in the Middle East, with the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia second only to the United States in terms of the amount of international remittances sent. It is likely that in the near future, international remittance transactions through Ripple will reach $10 billion per month, with the majority of that volume being carried through XRP. So another great observation here, as Wrath of Kahneman does just highlight those points. So in 2022, Garlinghouse says RippleNet transferred $10 billion. Monica Long revealed that in 2024 it was $60 billion, and Long is saying $70 billion in cross-border payments will be made in 2025, suggesting $10 billion plus processed in under 4 months alone. So again, very big news. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman and Giant Gox for posting that. We also have TerraPay news, guys. Ripple partner TerraPay and Mutual Trust Bank are collaborating. Mutual Trust Bank and TerraPay Services Limited have officially signed a memorandum of understanding to provide student file services to students aspiring to study abroad, making their higher study-related payments more convenient. So allowing students to be able to pay for, their tuition and other related expenses, for their education through DLT technology. I mean, these international students, obviously, they're coming from many different countries, and if they're going to, a university in the UK, for example, well, they need to convert their national currency to Great British pounds. So the MOU exchange ceremony was held at the MTB Center corporate head office, and it gives the address there. MTB Managing Director and CEO Syed Mahboober Rahman and TerraPay co-founder and Chief Business Officer Annie Sane spoke at the event, attended by senior officials of both organizations. And unfortunately, we don't have any more news than that. Nevertheless, another Ripple partner partnering up with Mutual Trust Bank to improve their services for students, international students that need to have a better option, a more seamless option to pay for education-related expenses. Going to keep moving along because I also happen to see this. Airwallex hits $130 billion in transactions, up 30% since August. So it's been just over, half a year. And Ripple partner Airwallex knocking it out of the park. The company saw a 78% year-on-year surge in profit since quarter 1 2024. So I guess they're looking at the entire 12-month period. Airwallex said it surpassed $130 billion in annualized transaction volume, up from about $100 billion in August 2024, and increased its annual recurring revenue to $600 million from $500 million over that same period of time. So we're seeing slowly but surely these Ripple partners increasing volume, gaining more market share. The company recorded a 78% year-over-year gross profit growth rate since the first quarter of 2024 and expanded its customer base by 50%, now serving over 150,000 businesses globally. So you got to think the traditional forms of making payments, banks and those typical providers like Western Union and MoneyGram, they are likely seeing a decline as we're seeing, more of these companies gain more market share. And the reason, likely because they're fully integrated with DLT technology platforms like the XRP ledger. The company also secured financial business licenses in Brazil and Mexico and is set to launch Airwallex Yield in Hong Kong with further market expansion planned for 2025. So, this expansion plan, 2025, when the United States gets on board, and I don't know if we're going to see this by the end of 2025 or into early 2026, I guess it really just depends on how quickly we can see regulations pass in the US. There is going to be a big change in the financial sector. We're going to see a lot more of this integration become more seamless, I think. And I think we're going to see a notable difference there. AI-driven financial infrastructure remains the key focus for their company, particularly for growth in Southeast Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East. So they're also looking at AI and how that can also help the remittance business. So huge news there for Airwallex. Not to mention, guys, the XRP ledger has welcomed a new amendment, the NFT token mint offer. This courtesy of Michael Branch. The new amendment has been activated on the XRP ledger. Okay, so it is the NF token mint offer, sparking excitement in the XRP community. Amendments indicate new features or changes or transaction processing. The amendment system employs the consensus method to ratify any changes that affect transaction processing on the XRP ledger. Fully functional transaction process changes are offered as amendments, and validators vote on them. If the amendment achieves more than 80% of approval, which this one did, it passes and the change is permanent for all subsequent ledger versions. So we've got the go-ahead, the green light here for the NF token mint offer amendment activated on the XRP ledger. This courtesy of VET. So this amendment combines minting and offers creation in one transaction made to improve the user experience for NFTs on the XRP ledger. So if that's something you guys are interested in, now you can mint NFTs in one click, I guess, or one process as opposed to spreading it over several. So down here in the article, it just gives us some more information about that. Just if you guys are interested in that techie stuff, I will link this in the description of the video if you guys are interested. So yeah, all this development, all these different applications now going to be driving more value to, the XRPL's native cryptocurrency. XRP is like gas for the XRPL. And I know some people don't like hearing that term because, it kind of is maybe a little reminiscent of Ethereum, but for all intents and purposes, this is the native token of the XRPL. And, this is why, guys, I bring you the news every single day. This is why I talk about Ripple and XRP every single day. All these little parts will add up to more demand, driving more demand to the XRP cryptocurrency, thus increasing the price over time. So Zafe here also posting something that I thought was of interest. Most people don't understand what the issuers of XRP ETFs are trying to do. Their goal is to change XRP status as a commodity. So this is part of the pain point that we're seeing in the US. The fact that XRP status is still in limbo, even though, the judge says it's clearly not a security. The lawsuit is still going on, but they want to take it one step further. And Zafe is saying that the ETF bodies, the ones that want to launch the ETFs, have a vested interest in making sure XRP status is a commodity. So defining XRP as a commodity could impact legal actions, including the Ripple SEC case, and a reclassification might influence judicial decisions and regulatory settlements. Here are the implications if XRP are considered a commodity. So number one, clearer regulations. XRP would fall under the CFTC, which we are hoping, instead of the SEC, providing clearer regulations and guidelines. Futures and derivatives. So XRP could have futures and options markets, boosting liquidity and institutional interest. Institutional acceptance. Financial institutions may adopt XRP, increasing demand and value. Investor perception. That is going to shift too. XRP may be seen as a utility asset rather than a speculative one. Exchange listing. So more exchanges, especially those handling commodities, could list XRP. So you got to think all these avenues are going to drive more demand and more institutional money into XRP. Financial products, XRP-based ETFs, and other financial instruments could be developed, and they're already being developed, as we've noticed. And the ecosystem growth, focus on innovation in remittances, payments, and interbank settlements. All these things going to continue to drive value to the XRP ledger. We know currently XRP is a cryptocurrency with technically 100 billion tokens that exist, but not all those tokens are in circulation. Only about 57.81% are currently in circulation. So guys, what happens if only 5% of XRP become in circulation? Think of all the use cases. Think of who is going to be holding. Think of when the escrow no longer exists and all the XRP is in the ecosystem. Now, think of the people who are going to hodl for the long term. Think of how much XRP is not going to be in circulation from that. And then there is the burning of the XRP through every single transaction. So institutions are going to hold. Individual traders like you and I are going to hold for the long term. And a software engineer, namely Vincent Van Code, he said only 5% of XRP in circulation will be tradable publicly eventually. Guys, what's this going to mean ultimately? Okay, Vincent Van Code, he did share his perspective on the future of XRP. His tweet highlighted the importance of XRP's utility beyond speculative trading and compares it to other cryptocurrencies, emphasizing its unique capabilities on the XRP ledger. And so I thought I'd bring this to you today. Eventually, only about 5% or less. So 5 or less. Currently, it's, 57%? Over 57%, almost 58% is circulating. Now that excludes all the XRP that we are holding as retail holders. This is just the circulating supply less the escrow. And he's saying 5%, only 5% or less could be tradable publicly. The rest will be locked away, making the global payment industry billions of dollars as it transacts. Guys, if XRP becomes more scarce, the price has to get even higher than if we were to have the 57 billion that they're saying is circulating today. So why not lock all of it away? Because you need a free open market where XRP can be sold to mitigate counterparty risk. If you don't believe me, just go to the XRPL.org and look at the features and capabilities. Afterwards, sit and compare it to Pepe, Doge, and BTC. XRP and the XRPL are purpose-built asset tokenization and sell anything for anything native capabilities. I'm not saying to buy XRP, I'm just saying evaluate your selection criteria when considering buying cryptocurrencies. And he's suggesting here to stay away from meme coins, L2s, blah, 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 never leverage. That's his opinion. But think about this for a second, only 5% circulating. And if we have the 57.81, right? That was 57.81. And even if we don't have, even if we remain stagnant, okay, and there's, if we're working in a situation where there's the exact same amount of demand for XRP today as there would be in the future, and we all know that there's going to be more in the future, even in the next year, there's going to be more. Think of this for a second, okay, 57.81 divided by the 5%, means that we could see an increase by 11.5x, roughly, 11.562. So at today's price for one XRP, $2.71, you multiply that, $2.71 times 11.562. Guys, even if we are to assume that the demand stays equivalent to today, $31.33 for an XRP, we know that is likely going to go higher if there is only 5% being traded, and we know demand is going to go up. We know there is likely going to be another FOMO run, and we know a lot of us are going to be hodling XRP for the long term. So taking the supply out of circulation, could $31 be just the beginning? For more information on how much XRP I'm going to be holding for the long term, because that number is really going to depend on many different factors. You can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.